The new MLS Season Pass on Apple TV is going to be freaking awesome! For people like me. You know, the guy that loves MLS, the guy that spends hundreds of dollars hoarding MLS jerseys, the guy that makes an entire YouTube channel dedicated to MLS. But for everyone else, you know, casual fans, normal, non-psychopaths, it depends on if they actually buy it.
Listen, as a diehard fan, I cannot wait for this. Every MLS game, including national TV games, every Leagues Cup game, every playoff game on one streaming service with no blackouts? And also included is going to be a whip-around show with weekly highlights, the thing I've been wanting for years? Oh my god, this is everything I could have asked for. I don't have to worry about cable, or YouTube TV and their wonky family plan rules, or Fubo TV's expensive ass. Everything on Apple TV's MLS Season Pass. Like, Now, okay, ESPN Plus, it wasn't bad. Most of the time. A subscription was cheaper than this Apple TV deal, and ESPN Plus had a lot of other leagues and a lot of other sports. I could see why people are annoyed if they wanted to keep their ESPN Plus plan, because now it's just another service that they have to sign up for. But my issues with ESPN Plus were the blackouts, because I swear, they could not make up their minds. Like, okay, I live in North Carolina, on the west side, and on some weeks, Charlotte FC would be blacked out. Other weeks, it was Atlanta United. One week, it was even Nashville SC. I had the same problem when I lived up in Vermont. Most of the time, New England was blacked out, but sometimes it would be the New York teams, or Montreal. And then when I emailed ESPN Plus, all they sent back was a map of the local blackouts.
And I was just like, yeah, I know what the map is. The problem is, you're not following it.
Also, let's be honest, MLS wasn't exactly a priority to them. I mean, that was basically the only thing I watched on ESPN Plus, and every time I opened up the app, I had to search for MLS because it wasn't available on the front pages. Like, yeah, okay, it's the biggest sports platform in this country, but if they don't even advertise for it, how are new potential fans gonna find the games? Now recently, we found out that ESPN is all the way out, as them and Univision won't be showing any national TV games. The Fox networks are now taking all the national TV games to the tune of 34 regular season games and 8 postseason games. And from a numbers perspective, not great for MLS, as ESPN pretty consistently beat out FS1's MLS ratings.
Let's go through the numbers.
$14.99 a month, or one payment of $99 for the whole season. I'll tell you right now, just bite the bullet and pay the $99 up front. If the season runs for approximately 10 months, do the math. You're going to end up paying like $50 more in the long run if you pay monthly. That kind of blows. Now, if you already own Apple TV, then you get a discount. $12.99 a month, or one payment of $79. Yeah, I don't love that number. I mean, Apple TV is already $7.99 a month, so together, if you're paying monthly, you're now going to be paying about $20 a month. I mean, if I was on the edge of whether or not I wanted to splurge and get Apple TV Plus, I'm not anymore. I mean, hey, I like Ted Lasso, but I don't like it that much. That number is too high for me, and I doubt I'm the only one who thinks that. This also applies for the opposite scenario. Is someone who already has Apple TV Plus going to be convinced to buy MLS Season Pass by paying $13 more a month?
What? No.
I have my doubts. However, maybe these people will be convinced when they see the free games on Apple TV Plus. Yeah, a select number of games will be shown without needing the Apple TV Plus package. Let's just hope that we get some bangers with these free games and not some nil-nil snooze fest. With all that being said, this may only be a temporary problem. I've heard some people say that because MLS is the only soccer league that's being offered on Apple TV, that it's not going to be worth it for them, and it's definitely going to flop. While this could be the case in 2023, come on, let's be real. Do we honestly believe that Major League Soccer was the end goal for Apple? Come on now. This MLS deal is just a drop in the bucket for them. They have so much money, and you can bet that this is only the first step for them towards streaming domination. Don't be surprised when more leagues become available to Apple TV over the years, and hey, maybe they even poach some from ESPN Plus and Peacock. Hopefully, when this happens, the MLS Season Pass discount you receive for already having Apple TV Plus will be more significant. And at least they're giving MLS Season Pass for free to season ticket holders. That is a little extra incentive to go out and buy the season tickets, and that's a great move in my opinion. With all that being said, compared to other leagues in America, this price is pretty reasonable. NFL Sunday Ticket is $293 for all out-of-market Sunday games. Considering NFL is king in this country, it's the most popular, yeah, it makes sense this would be the most expensive. MLB TV is $130 a season, or $110 to follow just one team. And NBA League Pass is $100 a season, or $90 to follow just one team. And yes, there are ways to get these prices down if they are part of a bundle, or if you already have some other services, but I believe these are the baseline prices if you're starting with nothing. Now, while I do think MLS prices are pretty comparable, I do have one big gripe.
Okay, just a heads up, I'm gonna swear right now, and in the past, I would have bleeped this out, but I'm trying to grow and evolve as a creator, and part of that means being a little more edgy, so if you're too young or if obscene language bothers you, then go ahead, skip about 5 seconds, but what the fuck? Apple or MLS, whoever made this call, why is there not a discounted option to follow just one team? There are a lot of people out there who only care about their local team, and you're making them buy the entire package when they're only interested in watching one game a week? I don't love this strategy. I think it has the potential to turn off a lot of fans and turn them off so much to the point of them saying, you know what? Maybe this Apple TV deal isn't worth it after all. MLS Season Pass will be available starting February 1st, and oh my god, I am begging you guys, please reconsider and make an option for following just one team, because I do not want to see people skip out on this.
Now, as far as the viewing experience of MLS games on Apple TV, obviously I don't have a time machine, so I can't jump forward to the future and tell you exactly what it's going to look like. I don't have the details of everything. But I can promise you this much. It is going to be a different experience, at least with all the games that aren't already on national TV. We all know what soccer games are supposed to look like on TV, regardless of who's broadcasting it, but Apple is going to push the boundaries here. If you watched any of the MLB Friday night games on Apple, you'll know what I'm talking about. There was all sorts of experimentation with unique camera angles, wild statistics that would pop up, and the commentary teams brought different energies to the broadcast. The reviews of MLB on Apple TV have not been phenomenal. I mean, hey, anytime you introduce something new, you're going to be met with some cynicism. And Apple is all about pushing new ideas. They are not going to conform to the normal. They're just going to wait for people to adapt to them. So I'm telling you now, be prepared, because there is a very good chance these games are going to look different. I do think there will be pros and cons to these broadcasts. I'm personally excited to see the new product. However, I do think it is a massive bummer to be losing the local broadcast teams. Even if you get the best of the best broadcasters, you still lose out on the relationships that were built between the local guys and the teams that they were covering. And I genuinely liked a lot of the local broadcast teams. Tyler Terrence for Chicago, Brian Dunseth for RSL, Shep Messing for Red Bulls, Dave Johnson, aka the It's in the Net guy for DC. They were the voices of their team, and I'm gonna miss them. Out of everyone affected by the MLS to Apple TV deal, I'd say the local broadcasters definitely drew the shortest straw. Another big positive about this deal, though, is how the weekly schedule is going to be fixed. MLS start times ranging from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday. Let me tell you, watching every game, not doable when you have kids. For the most part, that's gonna be a thing in the past because most games are gonna be played in these same time slots every Saturday and occasionally Wednesdays.
Okay, now we gotta clear something up here because there's a lot of confusion surrounding this, because I've heard a lot of people complain that they don't have Apple products, so therefore they're not able to watch these games. And that is 100% false.
I can see why people are confused though, because this graphic says Apple TV is available on all screens, but yet only lists Apple products. This is because the Apple TV app is not available on Android. It is only available on Apple. However, you can still use Apple TV through the miracle of the internet. So, okay, no handy little app if you're an Android user. You have to take the extra step of going to the Apple TV websites, and yeah, that's a little annoying, but that shouldn't be a real reason to avoid paying for this service. From a financial standpoint, this deal is a massive win for MLS. 10 years, $2.5 billion, that's $250 million a year, which is 2.8 times more than the previous deal of $90 million a year. Holy shit. On top of all that, while I don't have the complete details on how all the money will be divvied up, I do know there is a chance to make even more money from the subscriptions. Yes, if Major League Soccer continues to keep growing in this country, which I believe it will, then that number of $250 million a year is only going to keep growing. This is a deal that was definitely needed, because while someday this could change, let's face it, most teams in MLS still don't make the league money, and there's only so many times you can get $350 million from expansion fees. Thanks, David Tepper. And also, I'm pretty sure they're still trying to make up the money that was lost in the 2020 pandemic season. But while I absolutely believe that yes, streaming is the future, I think it's also fair to ask, is it the now? MLS is betting that it is. However, will casual fans who still watch their local team on cable be convinced to switch over? How about restaurants and bars that would show the game on TV? Are they going to shell out the money for Apple TV's plan? And how exactly is MLS going to attract new fans without the games being on local TV and virtually no advertising for this?
This is what drives me insane, and I'm sorry, MLS, but I have to show you some tough love here. But for God's sakes, where is the marketing for this?
MLS Season Pass on Apple TV should be popping up after every single YouTube video. It should be on their YouTube banner. We should be getting so many posts on Twitter and Instagram that we start getting annoyed with it. It's like there was a press release, everyone got excited about it, and now, nothing. Let's just wait until the month the season starts to tell everyone, and oh yeah, hey, by the way, you now have to get the service to watch our games. I mean, there was just a World Cup where the US made it out of the group stage, which is good, and there was an epic final, which is also good. TV ratings were really high, and people who don't even watch soccer were tuning in. Perfect! Now's the time to reel them in with MLS. But how are they going to watch MLS if they don't even know where to watch it? Because there is no marketing for this. Come on, MLS. You got this big bag of cash now. Just do the Mr. Beast approach. Take all that money, reinvest in yourself, and promote the shit out of this.
So from a fan perspective, is MLS Season Pass on Apple TV going to be worth it? Absolutely. 100%. No doubt about it. This is the best deal in sports. I mean, every game, no blackouts, $100. Like, you can't beat that. It doesn't matter if you are a diehard fan or a casual fan or just someone that wants to scout younger players before they make the jump to Europe someday. It doesn't matter. MLS Season Pass on Apple TV is going to be awesome. But that really doesn't mean all that much if not enough people buy it.